Hi ladies, it's Kayla. I'm the video creator for Chapter 6, Basic Interpersonal Skills. I would like to take a few minutes to explain these skills to you and provide an example at the end um, using all of these skills. So the necessary core interpersonal skills for this week and practice behaviors for the helping profession are accurately observing, effectively attending, actively listening, and a reiteration on conveying warmth to your client, which Casey already taught us last week, but it is one of the skills for this week as well. Observing is to notice all behaviors that accompany communication, including nonverbal communication. This means noticing cues such as facial expressions, like nonverbal, like body language, size, breathing pattern, um, that kind of thing. So, I mean, a client could be saying one thing, I'm not angry, but clenching their fists at the same time, and observing body language such as that, you could prompt your client to kind of maybe better explain what they're actually feeling. Um, like I said, sometimes a client will say one thing but are non-verbally communicating something different. It is important to observe contradictions and inconsistencies in order to prompt the client, and ideally, the client could choose to open up more about that behavior. The second skill is attending, and it is very important and involves committing your attention completely to the client. As a practitioner, it is important to convey to the client that you are completely focused and committed on them. This can be done several ways. You could maintain eye contact. You could lean forward in your chair, but not in like a creepy way, more relaxed, just showing your body language to your client that you are very committed to this communicating relationship. Sitting in an open, accessible way, like in a chair in front of your client, facing them, allowing yourself to be available for them. Sorry. Also using minimal encouragement, which is another important part of this chapter. Minimal encouragement is a form of communication which involves repeating words a person says, nodding, or acknowledging what's just been said. That would be, an example would be your client saying, I wish my relationship were better with my father. And you as a practitioner might say, your father, showing that you absorbed everything they had just said and you are allowing, you're like opening a door for more communication on that matter. Another skill is listening, and it is a step beyond attending and still involves fully focusing on what your client is communicating to you. It is not only hearing, but making every effort to understand what your client is trying to convey. This helps develop a trusting relationship between you and your client. Listening also requires minimal encouragement. You could say that you're listening, but it's just hearing. So the right effective way of listening would be a client talking to you and you not only hearing them, but you are completely understanding what they're trying to convey to you. To effectively listen, you must focus on communication style, such as tone, volume, and speed of delivery. We learned about conveying warmth from Casey last week. Hi, Casey. So I'll just reiterate the importance of this interpersonal quality. It is very important in every practitioner profession to convey a welcoming mm, a welcoming energy. You want to be accepting of your client. You want to make them feel comfortable. This could be done through a handshake at the beginning of a session and the end of a session. I'm aware that some professions may not allow physical touch such as that, but just as an example to convey warmth, that would be one. To convey all of these interpersonal skills effectively as a practitioner, you would present yourself in an open and accessible way, like a chair in close proximity to your clients, facing them, but not too close. You don't want to make them uncomfortable, just open, welcome. I would lean in, relaxed, and attentive, and maintaining eye contact with them. I would acknowledge what my client is communicating using minimal encouragement, repeating words back that they have said, or you could do the uh-huh or mm-hmm, you know. I would be paying attention to nonverbal communication cues such as my client's pauses, sighs, facial expressions, and prompt my client to address inconsistencies with nonverbal communication. If they're saying one thing and their body's saying something else, they might be withholding information, and it is your job as a helping practitioner to make them feel comfortable enough to be honest with what they are really feeling. Lastly, I want to express the importance of educating yourself about the client and client's culture to prevent any misinterpretation of communication. Different cultures have different ways of communicating certain things, and it is very important to understand where your client is coming from so that you can effectively listen to them and observe body language. And that about sums up our chapter for this week. Thank you so much for being so attentive to this chapter with me. I really enjoy working with this group, and thank you so much, ladies. Bye.